You want these teams of psychologists that Facebook and Amazon employ to, instead of try to suck you into their bubble of their phone, you want them to like wake you up every morning and like massage your psyche so you like go out into the world and do awesome shit all day, all building up towards some like great, happy, fulfilled life.
Yes! Like,
wouldn't that be sweet?
Why is that so fucking hard to understand?
Warning, this podcast is for entertainment only and not intended for medical purposes.
This is where a parallel process of there's the hook model for their business, but then here's this psychology model that I observe is like the more that you engage in this rather than doing what you really intend to do that promotes your values, like the more that you have anxiety. Your anxiety literally goes every time you then go over here to get the reinforcement, your anxiety goes up as you are promoting your avoidance and what we commonly call procrastination.
Yep, totally.
You with me on this? Like
totally. So yeah, it's almost just like a little stimulant drug. You know, it's like if there's a moment of silence or emptiness in your life, the phone is there to provide a balm for that, and it just kind of like distracts you and pulls you into this false world of like little mini dopamine hits because you can look at the next new sparkly thing, and it like takes you away from that empty, lonely, whatever boredom feeling.
But then what happens, like the next time you look up, like 6 months have passed and you didn't get a promotion. You didn't fucking take that course that was going to get you the raise, that was going to get you to the next level so that you can then end up getting like a big ass salary. Like, oh,
totally. Or the thing, here's where my mind goes. I don't know if this is true, but it's like we get so comfortable in this like this drug where we just like get lost and distracted in our nice little stimulating things. And then humans, I feel like we're getting more and more people are getting less and less willing to or capable of going out and like interacting and navigating the world of like the social world. Increasingly, people just want to like stay home on their phone, on Instagram or on Netflix, as opposed to like go out in. I sort of have this imagination that for thousands of years, humans would like be out in the common area with the village or with the tribe, or even more recently, they'd go out. Like I'm thinking that in Italy, every evening they would all go out and stroll around the city center and be together.
Totally.
And I sort of feel like this thing is just making us more and more reclusive into our little Netflix, Instagram bubbles, and just more shitty at interacting with humans.
Okay, I think this is so obvious to anyone who would be, if you have listened to this so far, it would be obvious to you that what you're saying is accurate. Yes, the more time you do this, but then I think would be really fascinating is to look at like, well, how exactly does it do that, right? Because so far we're talking about like, there's these algorithms that are designed to do this, right? So it's like, well, how are they designed? Like, what exactly have they done? What have they employed? So check this out. I was looking at this, just the brief history of this shit. As I told you, it starts with Skinner. I said it was the 1920s, but it's 1938 when he comes up with the variable reinforcement schedule, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, he did that working. This is when psychology turned to behaviorism, and it was huge. It was a great shift because prior to that, we had psychoanalysis where every thought was considered to be like, oh, whatever you think of is really serious. We have to consider it like, oh, you thought of a rabbit with a wiener, and you're like, that we got to talk about that and how it relates to your mother, right? And way later, 2013, comes the FOMO research, right? Like, because I was wondering, like, what has psychology done recently, right? What have they done? And I'm like, they haven't done shit since the 70s. Well, nope, I was wrong, right? Like, remember when FOMO came out? Dude, that was 2013, 10 years ago.
Describe that.
Well, fuck that. Let's capitalize, right? Like, in today's world, you could do so many adventures. If you really put your mind to it, you could do something pretty awesome every single day. Every fucking day. That's pretty, you know what? Saying this right now, I think I'm going to do that. But I don't have social media, so I'm not going to post it. So I'm not going to cause other people to have FOMO. But I just realized, like, why not? Like, why not? I would like to harness the power of these algorithms, though, to help me stay motivated so that every day I have, like, a plan. And then I could, like, start using these advanced charts to, like, plan out my life 6 months in advance.
Yeah.
I would love it.
Yeah, so you want these teams of psychologists that Facebook and Amazon employ to, instead of try to suck you into their bubble of their phone, you want them to, like, wake you up every morning and like massage your psyche so you, like, go out into the world and do awesome shit all day, all building up towards some, like, great, happy, fulfilled life.
Yes! Like,
wouldn't that be sweet?
Why is that so fucking hard to understand? Like, dude, and for me, it would be so easy, right? Because obviously it's going to be different for each person, and so you just need, like, a pretty, like these algorithms are trying, they're taking into consideration all kinds of things. Like, all I need is, like, make sure that I'm training specifically so that each month I'm hitting some type of crescendo of, like, yeah, and now you're going to go to Everest Base Camp, and then, like, oh, well, I don't fucking want to do that. Too bad, dude, it's on your schedule, bro. You have, like, this, and you're like, why am I going to the base camp? And it's like, dude, because you have a free diving class afterwards, and you need to get, like, acclimated, and, like, then you're going to go down to, like, 300 feet, and, like, and I'm like, oh, no, this is, like, what am
Torin, don't question the algorithm. Just go. It's got your back. It knows better than you what's going to be in your long-term best interest. Just go to fucking Everest Base Camp.
Yeah, go to Everest Base Camp, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, wow. And they're like, okay, yeah, you're right on track. Look at your lean muscle mass. We're just going to put 2 more pounds into this particular area. Your endurance is looking really good, but we're going to get it so that your VO2 max is hitting exactly right. Like don't worry. Like, this looks great. I want that. Like, could you imagine that as your sidekick is just like this supercomputer helping you go down this pathway, and you're just like, nice, bro. Like, what life is that?
I know, that sounds awesome. And the reason it doesn't exist is because you wouldn't then be spending all your time buying little trinkets off of Amazon, so there's no immediate profit motive to develop that. But ultimately, all the dudes that work at Amazon and Jeff Bezos and all the psychologists that work for Facebook and Instagram and whoever the CEO of Google is, and all these people, they want this too. That, like, ultimately, that's what we all want, but instead, we're each in our own little jobs fixated on trying to maximize profit, so we make these stupid profit maximization algorithms instead of just making the algorithm that you want, which is what is actually what all humans on Earth want. So let's just fucking skip the step of getting money to be happy, skip the money thing, and just go straight to being happy, and let's all just fucking donate our money to creating this team of psychologists that create this algorithm to fucking show us all how to be happy.
Holy shit. That would be... What, like, do you think behind the scenes anyone is doing that? Like...
I bet a little bit here and there, but the amount of money that Facebook and Instagram and Google and YouTube spend on those teams of psychologists, it's a lot of money. So it would have to be a big project. So I think you should start a GoFundMe, because it needs to be a giant project. Because think of what you're talking about. It's like we're having AI and everything, like, learn each person's unique thing and then learn them and then figure out what they need to do on a day-to-day basis to move their lives slowly but surely to maximum fulfillment.
Yeah.
That's like that's super sophisticated. And I think the capacity is out there, but it would be employing giant teams of researchers to figure it out.
It would be going exactly the opposite. So, well, I don't want to say that it's exactly the opposite direction, but it would just be going in a divergent direction from this kind of exploitation of various dopamine reward pathways and FOMO and hooked models and whatever persuasion, the psychology of persuasion. How do we know what causes a fulfilling life, right?
Yeah.
Like having a job that then gives you at the end of the day a tangible and or visible evidence that what you did mattered and looks good, right? Like that's really valuable. Instead of like have a job that then so if you have a job where you work on a project that takes 3 years, then I would like to use machine learning to show me each day how far I got, so that I don't live in this kind of like, oh, I don't know where I am and it's 3 years out and we don't even know if the project is going to work. It's like, well, then give me some other shit to feel like today was a good day. I put in my effort and look at that. Like, what a good boy am I, right?
Totally. Everybody needs that.
And like, what area? Imagine how many areas you could do this. Like, do you think you could get carried away and then just give people way too much evidence that they're doing a good job, and then actually it goes the other way, and then everyone is just like falsely narcissistic, thinking like, dude, I have so much potential, and it's like, actually, dude, dude, I'm sorry to tell you, like, you're horrible at all of this. Like,
well, the AI, the algorithm program thing would know how much to give you and how much to give you some realistic feedback.
Yeah, because imagine if you control the dials and you're just like, turn it up to 100 so that I am Elvis.